All right, Rise Builders, I am going to start reading from Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 10. Buckle up. Whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with their income. This too is meaningless. Whoever loves money never has enough. Now, this scripture is not against money because we have to take care of our everyday expenses, right? We have to pay mortgage, rent, insurance, cars, health insurance, groceries, activities for the children. And also we might want to go on vacation, do some things. So this scripture is not against money at all. It is not. But when you just think about money 24/7, 7 days a week, and I know some people that are like that, and they are miserable. They are miserable because they don't understand money is the answer to taking care of your everyday needs, but God is the true answer for providing for us. God is the source. God is the source. And I know some of you guys are saying, well, Dee, if I don't have money, I can't pay my rent. I can't pay my car note. I can't do. I get it. And I hear you. And I hear you. But have you talked to the Father about your finance situations? What are you doing with your finances, with the money that you do receive? Are you on a budget? Are you just out here throwing money up in the air, going to all these different types of concerts, going into all these different stores? What are you doing with the money that you have? Money cannot fulfill our souls. It can't. Guys, we see it all over TV. People who have millions and millions and millions of dollars, they're not satisfied. They want more and more and more. How much money does it take? How much? When will you ever be satisfied? We got to learn how to be okay with where we are at. We got to learn how to say, you know what, God, if you don't never do another thing for me, I am good. I am good. Just look around. I want you guys I want you to look around where you're at. And instead of looking for what you don't have, start looking at what you do have. What you do have. You have a roof over your head that can protect you from the rain, the cold, the sun. You have that. You open your refrigerator. You may not have lobster, but you have water that you can stay hydrated. You have the basic necessities. That you can maybe cook a meal for your family. It may not be everything you want, but it's everything you need. And we have to understand that money is not the ultimate answer of making sure that we're A-okay. We got to go deeper than that. We got to go deeper than that. Think about something that you chased. You just kept chasing it. You just kept chasing it. And then you finally got it. How long were you satisfied with it? I like to think back when our kids were small and it was Christmas time and I would be wrapping up the gifts, putting everything under the tree or whatever. And I would make the tree real full. Y'all, and I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I would wrap up books, shoes, just to make the tree look real big, just to make it real full. And then there were some Christmases, that it was something good in every package. But where I'm going with this is they would be eager. They would be so excited to open that gift. Oh, I got X, Y, and Z. Oh, I got a truck. Oh, I got a baby doll. Oh, I got this new computer. Oh, I got all these clothes. I got these nice tennis shoes. But then guess what happens? 3 to 4 weeks, they're not even looking at that stuff. They're not even thinking about it. And as parents, we have drove ourselves crazy trying to come up with all these different things to give them, and then they just toss it to the side. They just walk right past it like they don't even see it. They don't even take care of it. So that has been a lesson for me. So with now when I purchase gifts, I'm purchasing more meaningful gifts, books, things that I feel that can really have a foundation. One toy, two toys, nothing more than that. When I'm talking about nieces, nephew, grandkids, that type of thing, I'm not out doing all that stuff anymore because it's meaningless. Yeah, there's a glow in their eyes for a minute, but then it fades away. So chasing money is not the answer. We got to find a balance with our finances and with our spiritual contentment. We got to learn to be content in every state we are in. Sometimes you just can't go places. You got to say, you know what? I'm gonna stay home. I'm staying home this weekend. I'm not going. I'm not buying anything. You just have to look around with all the blessings that's under your roof and say, you know what? I'm just gonna cuddle up with a book this weekend. I'm going to be with my spouse, the person who I love. I'm just going to hang out with that person and we're just going to sit. Sometimes me and my husband, we sit outside on the patio and we sit out there and laugh and, just trip out among each other and don't go nowhere. We just be right home. Throw something in the microwave, or I may cook a couple of crab legs or whatever, and we're in for the weekend. Sometimes he might be in one room, I'm in another, we're under the same roof, we're good, we're joyful, we're happy. You don't need all these different things. So we got to make sure we are not allowing money to control us. And if you need more money, are you using your gifts? Are you being creative? Are you going before God asking him, Lord, this is what I need. Can you help me in this area? And guys, sometimes I'm serious. When you just stop thinking about money and you say, you know what? I'm going to give to somebody else. I'm going to take what's in my house that I'm no longer using, and I'm going to give. Take that pressure off of you, because there's somebody else who is in a worse state than you are. Yeah, take the pressure off of you and start thinking about other people. It's really going to help you out. Check your motives. Ask, am I working to honor God or to impress others? You need all this money, so you're doing all this overtime. You're working all these hours. Is that to impress people? You're trying to stay up with the Joneses. Are you working toward a financial goal? Maybe you're trying to save for a home. Maybe you're saving for a nice vacation. Maybe you want to invest some money into your grandkids or your kids' future. Is that your motive? Make sure your motive is pure, and just make sure it's lined up excuse me, with the Father. Just make sure it's lined up. Excuse me, guys, allergies. It's lined up with the Father. But yeah, so let's just not drive ourselves crazy. Whoever loves money never has enough. You just love it. You just love it. You just want to lay all up in the dollar bills. You just want to lay all up in those hundreds. You just want to toss it up in the air. You want to make it rain. Isn't that what they say? But, again, what are your motives? What are your motives? Who are you helping with that money? You just can't spend it all. You just cannot. So we need to be asking God to help us remember that he is our provider. We may never fall in love with the things that can't love us back. Those things can't love us back. When we're on our deathbed and we are about to go over transition to the other side, you thinking about your car? You thinking about your house? You're thinking about how much money is in your bank account? No, you're thinking about, I would hope, that the people who are surrounding you as you take your last breath, Have I left the right type of legacy with my loved ones? Love, honor, respect. You know, I want my family to have good memories of me. I want them to be like, oh, she was a hoot. She was fun. She loved the Lord and she loved us. You know, that's what I want them to remember about me. Not all this materialistic stuff. Oh, she had this. That's not important. Okay, guys, that's all I got for today. So until next time, continue to grow and glow in the Lord. Bye.